Hey everyone, it's Matt from Zenshop, and I wanted to give another update today on some things that I'm working on and also some cool stuff that happened. So, cool stuff that happened was a few months ago, Zenshop actually got its first customer. And I wanted to tell the story about how that happened because it's actually kind of funny. What happened is that Zenshop was being obviously like used by a couple of real stores, I think about 30 at the time, and one of them was using it quite a lot more than others. This store, they were all free users at this point because I didn't have an official pro plan that I was charging for. I just automatically gave everyone full access to all the features that I could provide at the time, and I didn't try to charge for it. But then some sort of spammers started to try and automate and use Zenshop to spam email people through some sort of like automation technique. And as soon as I got those alerts coming through my email, I immediately made some fixes to Zenshop to basically limit how much people can send through Zenshop per day. So it made it kind of difficult for those spammers to use Zenshop without doing more complicated things or whatever. So thankfully that seems to have been resolved now. But what was interesting is a couple of days later, after putting those limits in, one of the stores messaged me saying, "Hey, I'd like to upgrade to the Pro plan because we are reaching our limit on the free plan." So it was actually kind of like a fortunate upside of the bad thing of the spammers. The spammers then made it necessary for me to put limits on the free plan, and then the limits were then encountered by my first customer, and they wanted to upgrade to the Pro plan. So actually, that user, I've like unofficially put them on a Pro plan, and I've said to them basically that when the next version comes out, they'll get the Pro plan with all the new features of what I'm releasing, and then after a sort of beta period, we'll then actually start charging for it. But they were happy to pay for it, like months ago now, which was really really cool. Really happy for that to happen. But I just wasn't quite at the time yet to actually accept payments because I don't have any Stripe integration or PayPal and stuff, and but that's going to come at some point. But first of all, release this new version, and then do some testing, obviously, with all the new features, and then engage the Pro plan. The other thing I wanted to talk about today as well is the tech stuff that I'm working on right now. So it's more of a follow-up from the previous video, which was talking about Algolia and how expensive it was. So I did some more research and I found the competitor to be quite good. It's called meilisearch, which I'm showing you here on the dashboard. And it's essentially a very much drop-in replacement for Algolia, which meant that it wasn't too much tech work for me to do to implement a very similar sort of experience. The only difference is that they offer basically an open source self-hosted Docker image for meilisearch, or a cloud hosting service that's in beta, but you need to like sign up for it and then wait to be invited and things. So I've signed up for it because I would prefer to use the cloud one where they manage it for me. But in the meantime, I've been deploying a meilisearch Docker file so I can get going as soon as possible, doing the indexing for the customers and the orders and the conversations actually requires quite a lot of resources. So it's been really interesting to test on a sort of real store what I can actually provide within the constraints of my budget. So providing like lightning fast, super relevant search results for all these types of data sets is actually quite expensive. So you can see here, for example, I've got a meilisearch instance running, and it's basically maxed 100% CPU currently, because it's currently processing a lot of data, mostly around customers and orders. Because what zenshop does is when it integrates with your Shopify store, it wants to know who your customers are and what they've ordered, so that when they message you, you can see straight away, who it is, and then deal with the customer in a more effective way. And that's actually kind of tricky if I want to provide search as well for all those data, because it could be quite a lot of data. And I'm trying to think of smarter ways to do with it. So for example, like I've got these tabs in zenshop where basically you can see your orders, or you can see a dashboard, how your store is doing, who your top customers are, and all those things. I think for the free plans that sign up for zenshop, I'm going to actually disable certain functionality around those things, because it just costs a lot to actually get that data and store it, index it, and then process it all. And it might not be a store which actually upgrades to being a pro plan, but if they do upgrade to a pro plan, then I'll enable these features as well, because these features cost. And if they're paying, then it's fine. But if they're not paying, then it doesn't make sense to provide it for them. And that's kind of similar to what happened with this first user. The first user wanted those limits to be removed, and they were willing to pay for it. So it's the same for probably these features as well. Like I can't provide everything for free, because it wouldn't be sustainable. But if I show to the users when they're using zenshop, if you upgrade to Pro, then you'll get access to this, then they're more likely to do it. I would like, honestly, to be able to provide as much as possible for free, just so that the users who sign up and experience it, then they get the best experience possible. But like they're enticed to upgrade to Pro as well with the additional features. So I'm just trying to look for ways to like accommodate the onboarding experience as best as possible, but with the limits of it's not unlimited. Yeah. So that's the end of the update today. Everything is obviously going well with getting zenshop to this next version. I think there's a lot of progress being made. The other thing is I'm really happy that some of my friends have messaged me that they enjoy watching these videos. So what I'm going to start doing now is actually upload these to YouTube, and there'll be a YouTube channel which documents what's going on and what I'm doing on zenshop, rather than just uploading it to Facebook, which is what I've been doing now. But it was a good way to like get used to like recording videos, because it's kind of weird to like start recording videos when you're staring into a camera, but I'm getting more used to it now, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, maybe I'll upload in future to YouTube and less to Facebook. So yeah, hope to catch you again, and thanks for watching. Bye.